Hey, good evening, good morning, good afternoon. It's Harry from Hasbro TV here for another video for the match reaction for Man United against Tottenham, where it finished 2-2 at Old Trafford. And of course, Spurs went into the game with a lot of injuries again, but Romero returned, Van de Ven returned. So Spurs had their normal back five of Udogie, Porro, Van de Ven, and Romero. And obviously, Vicario has been in goal in the whole season. But the midfield started with Skip, Højbjerg, and Bentancur, which, with the illness of Kulusevski, which was quite untimely, really, Spurs seemed to lack some sort of creativity in there on paper. And the front three consisted of Werner, who got his first start. And then you had, obviously, Richarlison and Johnson. And so the game started, and Spurs started, I think, quite all right. Didn't really dominate that much, but United actually took the lead, sort of against the run of play, really. And then Spurs came back again with Richarlison with a header from a corner. Again, United scored before half-time to make it 2-1, and then Bentancur in the second half got the second goal, make it 2-2. And if you watched the Southview Coys video, you would have seen that I predicted Spurs to draw to United 2-2 at Old Trafford. But on reflection of the game, Tottenham really should have won that. They were way better than the United team, even without Maddison and a host of other players. They were way better than United, and they should have really seen the game through. Just to touch on a few things in terms of the game, because this is a match reaction. Johnson, I thought, again, was wasteful, and I'm kind of losing patience with him. And I say that now, but you kind of need to give it... I'll give him one more season, right? Let's say this season finishes and he doesn't get many more goals or assists or whatever, but I think he probably will. But let's give it one more season. If not, probably it's time to get rid. I know he cost 50 million, but it's just, there's no end product there. There's nothing there. I think at Forest, he didn't score that many goals, get that many assists anyway. But at Spurs, in a system like this, you'd expect him to get a lot of goals and assists. I thought Werner on his start was obviously very rusty, but he thought he played all right, actually. I mean, he had a few half chances in the first half, one where he skied, one where he didn't seem to hit it that well. But I do think there's a player there still, and we should carry on playing him there, at least for now. I'd like to see him maybe in the future, if he starts scoring, maybe play through the middle for like a game, just to see how he responds to that. I thought Richarlison is my man of the match. I don't really care what anyone says. That's probably one of the best games he's played at Spurs. I'm talking all round, defensively, offensively. He took his goal very well. I thought even when he made mistakes, he'd come back and make up for them. It's definitely Spurs' best player. Obviously, Bentancur shone in midfield. Skip and Højbjerg kind of did all right. The backline was quite interesting to me because it looked like Romero and obviously Van de Ven were going to be rusty, but they were rusty. And Udogie and Porro, again, I thought Porro was brilliant. Vicario, uncharacteristically, was quiet. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, because if you keep us quiet, it means that the opposition aren't really taking that many shots. But he didn't seem as vocal today. I don't know whether it's to do with the occasion, being at Old Trafford, but this isn't the same United team. This is not Ferguson. This is not that team anymore. So I don't know why teams go to United and should be scared, because for me, this is like Ten Hag's last season at United, and it's crazy to say because it's only been almost 2 now, but it's just they're not clicking. The dressing room, even you can tell on the pitch, seems very divided at United, and Spurs could have easily won this game, but on reflection of Spurs' record at Old Trafford, it was a good point. So we'll take the 2-2 and we move on. And now we have 12 days before City, and I'm sure I'm surely going to stream before that, yeah, as a preview for the City game, which arguably is probably our biggest game of the season now, because the FA Cup is our last chance of really winning, you know, a trophy. We ain't going to win the league, especially with De Bruyne going back to City. And De Bruyne is actually a factor in that game because, I mean, it's Kevin De Bruyne. But 12 days gives time for Maddison, Kulusevski to come back. I would say maybe from the AFCON players and Asian players come back, but I just don't see it happening. I think Korea will carry on going too far. I think the group games don't finish till maybe in a week or something. So I just don't see any of the AFCON players coming back, or the Asia Cup with Son. So yeah, so it was a good point on reflection, and we just move on, take the point, move on, and come on, you Spurs.